All right, Randy, thank you so much. Well, today we saw the highest spike in the number of COVID-19 cases here in the Houston area. So overall in the Houston area, that brings the number of cases to 4,000 roughly, and 60 deaths at least that we know about tonight. So more than 700 people have recovered. That is the good news. Today, the city of Houston announcing 615 new cases of the virus. The mayor saying very concerning that we're seeing those numbers go up, but we are also seeing more testing and an additional 2 deaths as well. Nationwide, there are more than 450,000 cases with more than 16,000 deaths. Again, that is across the country. And with those numbers, one thing we are seeing across the country is that the African American community is being especially hit hard when it comes to COVID-19, especially with those who are dying. Our Natasha Geigel is looking into this tonight, especially with how this affects us locally. Natasha?
Well, Jonathan, one of the issues appears to be a rumor that's been circulating that the African-American community is immune to the coronavirus, but that couldn't be further from the truth because one of the reasons is many of the underlying medical conditions they suffer.
Hypertension, renal failure, and the diabetes, obesity, blood pressure, high blood pressure, and sickle cell.
Other factors come into play for the high numbers of COVID-19 cases in the Black community, such as economic status.
I think the numbers are going to grow, Natasha. I think they're going to grow because they haven't been tested. We don't have access to proper testing. And some of our communities of color don't have access to transportation to get to some of the sites that have been set up in the beginning of the testing process.
The city of Houston released data showing of the 14 deaths related to COVID-19, 8 were Black, while 3 were Hispanic and 3 were white. All 14 had underlying health conditions. Harris County's numbers didn't reflect this. Of the 19 deaths reported, 9 were Caucasian and 4 were Hispanic. 3 were African American.
We have to recognize the unfortunate reality that in many ways the path of least resistance for this virus and for the deaths in particular is our senior community.
The data changes daily, so Senator Miles is trying to get ahead so that the greater Houston area doesn't see the big numbers from other cities.
We don't want our numbers to increase. I think it's time for us to be proactive to the people who need it most. And as it appears now, based on the numbers across the country, that makeup would be African Americans, unfortunately.
And Senator Miles says that he's working with other local officials to help secure private resources to get more testing facilities into those areas that he feels need them the most. And he is also planning on holding a series of town halls next week in those areas. We'll, of course, get that information for you once those details are finalized. Natasha Geigel reporting, Fox 26 News.